What is going on, everybody? It's TyCin-Papi Productions here with another fan hype video. This time I'm joined along with my sister Cindy,
Sup, guys?
representing the TyCin-Papi Productions. Unfortunately, we don't have Tyler with us today, but next time he'll probably join us. Because he's had some stuff going on. But we'll make sure that in the next hype video he will join us in that time.
Or he'll be doing a solo hype video for different independent wrestling company in Ontario as well.
Yeah, yeah. So he's got a lot on his plate. So bear with us. We'll make sure we get him in next time. But anyways, so this time we are going to be doing our fan slash hype slash predictions for Alpha-1 Wrestling Presents Diamond in the Rough that takes place this coming Sunday. Now, where it's going to take place, it's going to be at the Polish Hall located at 219 Olive Avenue in Oshawa, Ontario. What time does it start? 2 p.m. is the bell time. But of course, as always make sure to get there early because the doors will open up at 1:30. Now, there's a couple of ways you can get tickets. The first way you can get your tickets is by contacting this telephone number at 905-621-8256 and let whoever picks up the phone let them know you want tickets for the show. Otherwise, you can get tickets at the door. Now, as far as the ticket prices go, in advance, as always, never changes. In advance, they are for general admission is $15. However, for an extra $5, you can get the gold for $20. Now, there are some extra perks to that. Now, the gold will get you first in line into the venue, as well as first and second row seating. So please make sure if you are in the first and second row that you are a gold ticket holder. Otherwise, if you are GA, you are required to sit anywhere beyond the second row. So that does it for all of the basic information. So Cindy's going to let us know what's the rundown of the card, and we'll give everyone our predictions for the lineup. Now, please keep in mind there's only 5 matches announced for this card. Should anything change between now and Sunday, please make sure to stay tuned to all things Alpha-1 Wrestling. Otherwise, you can also keep up to date with us on our social media feeds, or we'll go on Facebook Live and drop any new information given. So, Cindy, if you don't mind, would you like to give us a rundown of Sunday's card?
Okay, so first up, and by the way, this is a subject to change, by the way. So, first up, you have is the Street Fight Grudge match between the current Outer Limits champion, BMD Brett Michael David, versus the Night Train himself, Justine Sane. So, still a continuing feud going on, Brian. I know you were there at the last Alpha-1 show, which is Purge 3. And boy, it is
Mm-hmm.
pretty brutal. I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to watch Purge 3 yet because of finishing up with the summer semester with school and also getting situated with my full time schedule at work. From what I've heard, especially from social media, that they put one hell of a match. And my obvious pick, it'll be BMD. You, Brian?
Well, of course, everyone knows my pick is going to be Brett Michael David, but just a little bit of a backstory if you don't know exactly what's led to this street fight. Justin Sane made his return to Alpha-1 Wrestling this year after Brett Michael David's victory. I do believe it was a Mortal Kombat 6, I
Yep.
believe. He made his return, yes. He made his return, running down how because he's been away for so long that he's mentioned that Alpha-1 has gone soft because, well, he's not there. So that ignited the fire in Brett Michael David, and they've been feuding for the past little while, which is leading to this street fight grudge match. Now, hopefully, this is the end of this feud, possibly, but who knows where this could lead? Because usually, if there's a no disqualification street fight, if it is no disqualification, then usually calls the end to a rivalry. Otherwise, maybe something else could be brewing into something else, but hopefully this will be the last time we see these two go at it.
Alrighty. So hopefully with the feud, it should not lead all the way till Final Act 9, which is going to be taking place in December, but more into that later with the rest of the Alpha-1 shows dates as well. Alrighty, so next up we have is the triple threat match between the Man Beast himself, Josh Briggs, versus Diamond Tiger Kobe Durst versus that creepo Mr. Goddamn Problem himself, Holden Albright. So, Brian, did you get a chance to watch Albright's promo?
Not yet, but from what I've heard, it's well, for those who don't know Holden Albright and seen his promo videos lately, well, best thing to do is check them out, and they're very self-explanatory.
Yeah. A lot of exorcism stuff going on. So, who's your pick, Brian?
Okay, well, with this one, you have three amazing competitors in this match. You have the Man Beast, as you mentioned, Josh Briggs, former Alpha Male Champion Kobe Durst, and you have a goddamn problem named Holden Albright. Now, all three of these gentlemen are amazing talents in their own right. However, chances are I might be picking the Man Beast. Not to take anything away from Kobe Durst since he's been on a losing streak since losing the Alpha Male title, but it's what we call him. He's a Man Beast. He will get those hands.
Oh, yeah. And so, you're choosing Man Beast Josh Briggs. So, for me, well, with Albright, Mr. Goddamn Problem, he is pretty interesting character, especially he is part of the Right Maker with Stratosphere and Jody Threat for that, and yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Cindy, I think before you left, Albright did something to a specific relative of yours before he left, and I think he ate your grandma.
Okay. Yeah. Creepy.
Yeah. Don't you think that's a little off-settling, Cindy, that he ate a member of your family?
Oh, yeah, pretty much. He did. Well, hopefully he'll lose this match. Besides, I'm not afraid of him. Whatever. And regarding, like, the whole situation with Josh Briggs, I mean, he is one incredible talent, especially he has, like, few problems of his own. But with Kobe Durst, since he lost the Alpha Male title at Final Act 8 last year, and he's been on a losing streak regardless. So for my pick, I feel that Kobe needs to win, especially regaining the W that he needed. And so I could possibly see this feud between Kobe and Holden Albright leading up to a particular October show, which we're going to get into that later on. So for my pick, of course, it's Kobe. So
basically you're saying there's no one afraid of the big bad wolf.
Pretty much. I mean, if Kobe can handle anybody, especially he was the longest reigning Alpha Male champ, and he took out anybody in the roster like Eddie Kingston to Heidi Lovelace, who is now Ruby Riott, to RSP, Ethan Page, and etc., etc. If he could take out two of this heavy juggernauts here, I mean, chances are he's probably going to win regardless. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my picks and your picks as well. And so next up we have is the alpha female match, which is Ontario's sweetheart, beautiful Beaa, versus the Crimson Chaos, the Wild Child, and the member of the Riot Makers, Jody Threat. 2 Alpha-1 shows ago, which is Battle by the Big Apple in Port Cobra. Unfortunately, the the card has been subject to change because Beaa has another opportunity. Obviously, if you guys saw the last WWE pay-per-view, which is Extreme Rules, and on Monday Night Raw, insert picture right now. Yeah. And so in a replacement for Jody's Alpha-1 debut match, it was her versus the quintessential diva, Giselle Shaw. And from what everybody told me, Jody Thread did beat Giselle Shaw, and I heard like she is one impressive talent as well. And so for my pick, I'm gonna have to go with Beautiful Beaa to get the win. What about you, Brian? I know you're very familiar with both ladies, especially Jody Thread as well. Take it away.
Yeah, so Beautiful Beaa, Jody Thread. Two up and coming and familiar faces in Ontario indie wrestling. Now, everyone knows the obvious favorite in this match, and Tyler would obviously be going on his rant right now if he was with us, but that's aside from the point. Now, you know my answer, and I'm pretty sure everyone else knows my answer, that my pick is going to be, of course, for my BFF in wrestling, Beautiful Beaa. However, that's not to take anything away from Jody Thread herself. Now, this is going to be a very interesting match. It's going to be a very challenging match because Jody Thread is no pushover. That's something I got to say right now. Now, in most situations, most people would see Beaa going over Jody. But I will say this, though. It's not going to be an easy task for Beaa to do because Jody is one tough cookie.
Oh, yeah.
If you've seen her wrestle, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
If you don't, I highly recommend doing your homework on Jody. She's not just a pretty face like Beaa, like Jody, like Giselle. She's not like any of those other females out there. But again, my pick is going to be for Beaa, and not because of that pretty face, not because she gets over with the crowd. A lot of people overlook everything outside of the ring of what she can do inside of the ring. Some people are impressed, some people love it. I'm a fan of Beaa regardless. I've been a fan for the last couple of years now because I appreciate everything she does in and out of the ring. So again, my pick is Beautiful Beaa.
Boy, Brian did bring a lot of valid point about Beaa and how she can carry herself in the ring and something outside of the ring regarding like with this whole debate going on. So that is like a pretty interesting point you made. So hopefully this is gonna be one hell of a great match, especially with Jody Thread's promo that, yeah, she could definitely take any female talents out because she is like a tomboy, but I know this is going to be like a really interesting match that Beaa can take into any challenger. Yeah. Alrighty, so next up we have is the tag team title match for the Alpha-1 tag team titles, which you have is the champ, the newly Alpha-1 tag team champion, Space Pirates, consist of Shane Sabre and Space Monkey versus the disgraceful Western Med Connection, consists of Jim Nye, the Science Guy, and Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham, with a very special guest referee. You guys get ready. Former WWE superstar who is currently in Impact Wrestling and who is the owner of Battle Arts Academy, Santino Marella. Brian, you were at Purge 3. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, well, it was such a happy moment for every single fan in attendance who hates the out of Western Med when they lost those titles to Space Monkey and Shane Sabre. Oh my God, I swear the place was going to collapse after they won. Now, I'm really hoping that the titles stay with Space Pirates and we don't have any of this hot potatoing with championship belts in Alpha-1.
Agree.
Now, we have a special guest referee for this match.
Mm-hmm.
A man who is a former WWE Intercontinental Champion in his own right, and as well someone who's very familiar with the gold. Now, obviously, my pick is for the newly crowned champions. However, the only way, and I swear, the only way Western Med can regain those tag team titles is possibly if Santino screws over Space Pirates, or by some clever trickery, they distract Santino and they do something naughty and they get the win. That's the only way they can regain those titles. Otherwise, if he can call it straight down the middle, Space Pirates are walking into the King of Hearts with the tag team titles.
Alrighty, so yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, after we made our rant videos about Western Med Connection being the champion, especially what happened at Mortal Kombat 6, and all this effed up B crap going on, like, I have a feeling like with Alpha-1, they already listened to our voices, especially with our rants, Tyler's rant, how we feel about the Western Med Connection, no matter what. And regarding with Santino Marella as a guest referee, I'm glad that he's doing it because, as you guys know, that you were at Destiny last year, Brian, and you saw Santino's one match, one comeback, and then the next day we found out that he suffered a neck injury that he has to retire from in-ring competition as well. So him being a ref, that would be good. I'm just hoping that Santino better be careful a little bit, especially regarding with his neck injury so far, but I know he's doing pretty well. Mm-hmm. For my pick, there is another way that's going to happen. I know my pick is obviously Space Pirates to retain the title. Hopefully with Santino, he can definitely do the Cobra to Dr. Dan or Jim Nye. But I just hope there's not going to be any screw job finish.
Yeah, exactly. That again. Yes, I'm hoping for the same thing as well, Cindy.
Yeah, exactly. Anywho, let's move on to one of the matches that has been already announced, like the last match of the card, which is not the final card, by the way, you guys. So, the final match you have is the tag team match between Cooler House, consists of Uncle Anthony Greene and Aunt Gregory Irons versus Brian. Go ahead and name those other tag team.
Okay. Now, this tag team, we've officially given them an official tag team. They don't have one yet, but let's make this tag team name trend for these two gentlemen we're about to announce. The tag team consisting of Dangerously Cheesy, consisting of Chester Del Bruno, the Cheese Father, and his tag team partner, Mark Cheesler. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, go watch Game of Thrones, which is actually available through powerbomb.tv. Mm-hmm. It is available there. Watch that event, and you'll understand where all this cheesy reference come from, and it's been carried over since then, and that way you'll understand why they are the tag team known as Dangerously Cheesy.
Yep. That's so funny. So go ahead and your pick, Brian, because I'm still like...
Obviously, my pick is for, of course, it's going to be for the returning Cooler House. And hopefully this would bring them back into the tag team rankings once again. And hopefully we get to see more of Uncle Anthony Greene Because it's been a while.
Exactly. I mean, I know that on when they lost their tag team title belts to the disgraceful Western Man Connection, I think it was at Show Me What You Got. I saw their promo of how Anthony Greene was trying to motivate Gregory Iron, but then Greg was like pretty like upsetting. And so they have like a moment to talk, like, old fashioned Full House, like when you have like a pep talk and all that, and then cut to the dramatic music and then the ending pause and stuff like that. Like when you saw any other past Full House episodes. So I'm just hoping for this match that Anthony Greene and Gregory Irons better coexist together, especially they were phenomenally amazing as a whole tag team, especially with Greg. He's still representing Cooler House, like in Mortal Kombat 6 and also in Purge 3 with his in-ring gear. But this is going to be one hell of a match. And hopefully with Cheesy Wheeler, hopefully he better get his tights sewed in, because I heard that he got his pants ripped, like AJ Styles. Ripped his pants during the WWE Championship match against Dean Ambrose back in 2016. But anywho, my obvious pick is Cooler House.
Oh, and also, and just before we end on that note, for those, when you watch Game of Thrones, look out for this. This might look familiar. Cindy's very familiar with it.
And
the crowd in Oshawa's familiar with it. And make sure you get yourself familiar with it, because you're going to be seeing it a lot.
Oh, yeah. And it tastes really good. It tastes better than the regular cheesy, but only in Canada, y'all. Anywho, you guys. So, as we recorded the video, the next day, we just found out from Alpha-1 Wrestling's owner, the boss, Stokely Hathaway, announces the 6th match, which is a fatal 4-way match for the Alpha Male title, which you'll have is the champ, Ricochet Page, versus Josh Alexander versus Ethan Page versus the Bone Crusher, Steve Brown. Yeah, this is gonna be lit, y'all. And for the fact that you have is Monster Mafia in a singles competition, and then you have is the Bone Crusher himself. They'll be challenging RSP, but mind you, Stokely and the Dream Team dislike RSP. Yeah, whatever. But for my pick, it's definitely going to be Ricochet Page to retain. And I think for Brian, he's definitely going to agree, even though he's a huge fan of Ethan Page and the King of Canadian Strong Style, Josh Alexander. But Ricochet Page is going to be the one that's going to retain the title as well. So that's a quick clip, y'all. Back to the video. So that is it for the final predictions video before the show. Mind you, this is not the final card right here, but they're going to be announcing more matches. So make sure to stay tuned for Alpha-1 Wrestling's social media page, mainly their Instagram page and their Twitter page and their Facebook page as well. And also check out their website too. And before we go, Brian, can you say the rest of the Alpha-1 show dates?
So just before I get to the rest of the 2018 card for Alpha-1, I just would like to mention that we didn't mention the Alpha-1 Zero Gravity Champion Alex Daniels. Now, the reason why, because at the Purge 3, he was scheduled to defend the Zero Gravity Championship, but unfortunately, injuries arise and he was unable to defend the belt. So it is unknown the status of his condition at this time. But again, this card is not final, so nor the status of the Zero Gravity Championship along with the rest of the card. But again, as Cindy mentioned, make sure to stay tuned to all social media forums in the Alpha-1 circle to keep up to that. Now, as far as the rest of 2018 goes for the Alpha-1 wrestling schedule. So, after Oshawa, Alpha-1 comes back to Hamilton for the annual King of Hearts Tournament 2018. And that's going to take place on Sunday, September 22nd at the Knights of Columbus Hall, located at 222 Queenston Road in Hamilton, Ontario. Tickets are already flying off the shelves, and they're the exact same prices, $15 in advance for GA or $20 for gold. but the prices will go up at the door, 20 for G8 and 25 for gold. Then, Alpha-1 returns to Hamilton once again in October on Sunday, October 21st, for another long Halloween. So another Halloween-themed show for Alpha-1, the last one being the first long Halloween that took place in 2016. Now again, showtime and prices are the exact same. Now Oshawa, Alpha-1 returns to your great city in November. And that would be, I do believe, November 4th, I believe. Sunday, yes. Sunday, November 4th for Forever Causing a Ruckus. And again, that's going to take place at 219 Olive Avenue in Oshawa, Ontario. Again, tickets are the same price. You can also get them at the same telephone number we mentioned earlier, as well as you can get them at the door. But please keep in mind, if you're buying your ticket at the door, tickets will increase by $5. Now, to end off 2018, final Act 9, Sunday, December 2nd, at the Knights of Columbus Hall at 222 Queenston Road, back in Hamilton. And again, most likely the prices will stay the exact same unless for some reason they change otherwise. So make sure to keep all of those dates clear, Hamilton and Oshawa, to make sure you do not miss any great Alpha-1 wrestling action. Now, if you've missed any Alpha-1 wrestling shows in the past, don't worry. Powerbomb TV is your hookup. You can sign up, and if you use the promo code Alpha-1, you get 20 days free, and the log is constantly being updated with all of the latest and greatest shows. So if you've never been able to see Alpha-1 before, Powerbomb.tv is your way to watch. Otherwise, you can get physical copies of the DVDs from past shows, as well as some of the sweet merch that my sister Cindy and myself are wearing, representing our favorite indie wrestling company in Canada and are some of our favorite Alpha-1 wrestling superstars. Is there anything you want to add to what I just mentioned, Cindy?
Well, you guys can follow Weekly Wrestling Podcast, which is Alpha-1 Wrestling's official sponsor. Make sure to check out the podcast, as well as like interviews with different indie wrestlers to onto your indie power rankings. And also we have some of the Weekly Wrestling Podcast member are current wrestlers as well, and referees. So check them out as well. And also make sure to check out City Wrestling Radio, which is TyCin-Papi Productions' unofficial sponsor, where for all like the podcasts of like what's going on in independent wrestling, also independent wrestling news, and a little bit, and some WWE news as well, which I am featuring as a special guest into the latest City Wrestling Radio's podcast for All Pro Wrestling Presents Sucker Free, which is the show that the recently fired WWE superstar James Ellsworth will be there, but whatever. And also, let's plug into our social media plugs.
All right, so you can make sure to subscribe to the TyCin-Papi Production YouTube channel for our prediction videos for now. Please keep in mind we just recently made the channel, so there may not be as many videos, but if you want to check out past videos of TyCin-Papi Productions, you can visit all of our individual YouTube channels, which we'll mention in our social media feeds. So you can follow me on Twitter at ThePrincePapi. You can also follow me on Instagram at Prince_Papi81, as well as my YouTube channel featuring all the members of TyCin-Papi Productions, including my sister Cindy here at youtube.com/TheAsianShorty, spelled AZNSHORTAA.
Alright, and so for Tyler's plug, since he's not here, make sure to follow his past hype video on his YouTube channel at Ty Coles. Also, make sure to check out his Twitter at Ty_Guy1988 and his Instagram at TyColes88. And also for me, make sure to follow me at simply_Sane_OK on Instagram, on my YouTube channel, and on my Twitter page as well. And also, if you guys are a fan of local independent wrestling, big time, small time, especially globally, make sure to check out our Facebook group, The Wrestling Guys, so we can all talk about anything indie wrestling related appearance and all the above as well. So if you want to share your favorite podcast that is indie wrestling, go for it. Interviews, go for it. Shows, go for it. Make sure it's nothing WWE related as well. And to real quick, if it's a deceased stars that was in WWE, they also work in independent wrestling before or afterwards as well. I just wanted to make a disclaimer as well, since I got some heat about like the post about Jim Neidhart's recent death, which rest in peace, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And yeah, that's it.
All right. So for myself, Sydney, Tyler, the rest of the TyCin-Papi production crew, and all the great Ontario indie wrestling fans, we will see you in the next one. Take care. Have a good day.
Cheers.